As affordability remains a top priority for buyers in Calgary, townhomes are a very popular property type for many right now. It allows you to have your own space, garage, and sometimes even a yard and a basement. With a continual rise of interest in townhomes in Calgary, knowing where to look can be really hard. We're going to share with you many incredible neighborhoods to look at, talk about the average cost of townhomes in those neighborhoods, and finally discuss why townhomes could be the best investment you could make in the coming year. So before we get into all of that, the one big question we always get is, why are townhomes so popular right now? Well, the reality is that townhomes are becoming kind of the mainstay of what people are looking for, because as prices increase, individuals' savings and down payment cannot keep pace with what is happening in the market. And so because of that, individuals, buyers, have to adjust what they're looking at, and townhomes are a fantastic option for buyers in this market. And for that reason, I believe they are going to be a hot commodity and topic as we head further into 2024. So we're going to start off with properties that are over $600,000 in the average sale price. And the first grouping that I want to talk about are all newer areas. So the first of the newer areas is Curry Barracks. They have an average sale price over the last 90 days of $717,000. You're going to get on average 1,600 square feet of living space in those townhomes, and they're all built around 2019. The second area is University District, and we've talked a lot about that community on this channel, where the average price of townhomes there are just over $700,000, and you're getting about 1,430 square feet there, and they are also built all around 2019. Now, the newest one in this category is actually in Greenwood and Greenbrier. Typically has been known for where a mobile park has been, but this is the location of the new farmers market, and there is a beautiful new community that is being built around the farmers market, and the average price is $633,000, and you're getting about 1,600 square feet of living space there, and they are a lot newer because they have average year built is 2021. Now, if you're looking for properties that are a little bit older, more established areas, there are two you want to consider. The first one is Inner City in Altadore. Altadore is an ever-changing, beautiful community, a lot of vibrancy and energy there. So if you like that inner city feel, definitely check out Altadore. And it's $618,000 the average price for townhomes over the last 90 days. You get about 1,319 square feet, and the townhomes were built on average around 2009. Now, the second area is actually down south. So if you head down south on Deerfoot Trail, you're going to come to a community called Douglasdale or Douglas Glen. Now, this is definitely a much more established neighborhood, easily with properties going into the 1990s, some beautiful places on ridges, on the river, things like that, golf course going through there. But the townhomes themselves sell for about $610,000 on average, with 1,611 square feet, and the year that they have all been built on average was 2015. So these are great neighborhoods for you to consider when you are looking for townhomes that are priced over $600,000. So now you got to remember, that's a really rich price point when it comes for townhomes. Either you're getting really new, really large, inner city type properties, but overall, that's not the typical townhome in Calgary. Even over $500,000 is not like the average price. Again, these are really nice places. You can get a lot for your money for a lot less, but let's talk about the ones that are priced between $500,000 and $600,000. If you were looking for the price range between $500,000 to $600,000 and you really want a townhome, then these are 5 communities you want to consider. If you're looking for newer built areas that were built in 2021 on average, then 2 communities you want to look at is Carrington and Cornerstone. Carrington has an average price of $544,000, and you're getting about 1,398 square feet of space, and Cornerstone is about $506,000 on average, and you're getting around 1,439 square feet. Both really great newer communities for you to consider. However, if you love trees and rivers and you want to be closer to those things, then you want to consider one of these 3 areas. The first one is Point McKay. Point McKay is right close to Memorial Drive, essentially, right on the river, and beautiful area, right tucked, right beside all of the like the river pathways, right, where you can go running and stuff. But the average price for townhomes in there is $589,000. You're on average getting 1,446 square feet of space, and the year built was 1979, typically in there. So they're a lot older, but they're really well kept, established, really great complexes for you to consider. The next one is South Calgary. So we already talked about Altadore. South Calgary is right beside, and between South Calgary and Altadore, that makes up the community or the area of Marda Loop. South Calgary has townhomes that are selling on average about $558,000. You're getting about 1,280 square feet of living space, and they were all built in 2012 on average. Now the third place is West Springs. This community is actually up on the hill on the west side of the city. So it's not close to the river, it's a little bit further out, but it has great amenities around it and actually really good distance to downtown if that's important to you. So they are going for about $542,000 on average. You're getting about 1,472 square feet. On average, they have been built in 2011. So now we come to the $400,000 to $500,000 price point. And to be honest, this is where the majority of all properties are selling in this price range. So it's super hard to narrow down these communities. But the price per square footage range is you're spending anywhere from $275 per square foot up to $500 per square foot. So it's a huge range from small to large places, but we've done our best to narrow this down, and here are a few communities you should consider if you're looking at new. The first one is Sage Hill. Sage Hill is up in the north part of the city, and they're going for about $496,000. You're getting about 1,354 square feet, and they have all built on average in 2019. Secondly, you want to look at Saddle Ridge. Saddle Ridge has a price point of $456,000. You're getting about 1,378 square feet, and all built in 2021. Last on our list for the new places is Seaton. Seaton has been a popular community for many people. It is down in the far southeast. You're getting in there for $429,000. You're getting, it's a little bit less than other places, but $1,129 is the square feet that you're typically getting on average, but they're a lot newer. Well, the other ones are 2021. These ones are 2022, so they're not that much newer, but there's definitely a lot of new builds that are happening in that area. Now, if you're looking for more established neighborhoods, these are three that you want to consider. The first one in the $400,000 to $500,000 price range is Evanston. Evanston's been around for a long time. It's up north. It's kind of close to like Nolan Hill, Sage Hill, and Kincora, right up there. Costco's close to it, but $455,000 is the average price for townhomes in there over the last 90 days. You're getting about 1,249 square feet, and they are built in the range of 2014. The next one is Skyview Ranch. Now this is in the Northeast. $427,000. You're getting about 1,278 square feet, and they're a little bit newer, but the average year built is 2016. Lastly on our list is an actual community that came up as one of our favorite family-friendly communities in our last video we did, and it's a lake community down in the southeast, and it's called Auburn Bay. $411,000 is the average townhome sale price. You're getting just under 1,200 square feet at $1,199 on average, and they were all built on average in 2011. So now comes to our $400,000 price and under category. Again, there's still plenty of options, but what you're gonna find here is smaller square footage and older properties. So we've got four communities that you should consider. The first one is Panorama Hills. This is again up in the north part of the city, and you can get in there for about $385,000 for a townhome on average. You're getting, it's a lot smaller. A lot of these townhomes in past categories were 11, 12, 13, even up to 1,600 square feet. These ones are coming in at just under 1,100 at 1,091 square feet, a little bit smaller. And again, the age, these ones on average were built in 2010. But Panorama Hills is a great community in the north. It is, like, it's really big, a lot of amenities, a lot of chance to move up. So let's say you start in a community like this, your kids start going to school and you want to move up into a new property in the future, Panorama Hills is a great community to do that because it gives you that flexibility of moving up into a different type of house in the future. Now, second on our list for this price range is Evergreen. Evergreen is down in the southwest. What I love about Evergreen and the next community as well is they are both very, very close to Fish Creek Park. And if you know me, that's where I grew up. I would ride my bike through Fish Creek Park all the time as kids, and I loved it. And so Evergreen is a great community, and you can get in there for townhomes for about $379,000 on average with 1,063 square feet, and on average they were built 2005. And third is Oak Ridge. Evergreen is on the south part of Fish Creek, and Oak Ridge is on the north part, but it's actually really, really close to the reservoir. And that is also a great area, great biking, just beautiful walks, beautiful location, really established neighborhood. But the townhomes in there are going for about $352,000. You're gonna get about 1,165 square feet. So that's the largest square footage in this category for these four neighborhoods. And they're all built kind of 1974. So you're definitely getting into a much older neighborhood and complex when you're buying in Oak Ridge. And last on our list, if affordability is very, very important for you and you want your dollar to stretch as far as you can, the other one that came into our categories that had a lot of transactions over the last 90 days was Forest Heights. Forest Heights is in the northeast. It's more on the east side. So you head 17th Ave across Deerfoot and you go up east. It is close to Forest Lawn, Albert Park, but Forest Heights is an area that you can get into for under $300,000. For $287,000 on average, you can find a 1,052 square foot townhome, and on average they're built in 1976. But here's a tip. If affordability is really, really important to you, when I was doing all this data, I pulled everything together and I actually looked at Okotoks, Cochrane, Chestermere, and there's another one, Airdrie, that's the one. And all of those four areas plus Calgary, the best price per square foot was actually in Airdrie. And it was in a community called Jensen. So if that's what you're looking for, then Jensen in Airdrie could be a great community for you to consider buying a townhome because it's frankly got the best price per square foot in all of Calgary and area. So buying a townhome in Calgary or Jensen in Airdrie could be one of the best investments that you make. I don't want you to miss out on the market. I'm not saying this for FOMO or a realtor pumping the market. That's not what I'm saying this for. I truly believe that over the next 12, 24, even more months ahead, Calgary is in a really great place when it comes to the real estate market. So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're waiting and you just don't know what to do, sometimes jumping into the market can be the right thing, but I don't want you to jump into the wrong neighborhood. So I want you to head to this video here because these are the neighborhoods we voted on that we love and where we would actually move to.